Attention passionate Dallas, Cowboys. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Dallas Cowboys' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Dallas Cowboys fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Dallas, COWBOYSFANS. Let's get to the news. Now, guys, let's dive deep into some of the most intriguing NFL news of the moment, especially for us Cowboys fans. The league is buzzing because apparently there's a major trade brewing that could shake up not just the NFC East, but the entire NFC landscape. And it involves none other than the Kansas City Chiefs, and believe it or not, the Dallas Cowboys. That's right, the Chiefs, who are sitting comfortably at 6-2 but facing some salary cap constraints after their recent extension for Patrick Mahomes, are considering a bold move. They're looking to trade Trent McDuffie, a young, elite cornerback, to the Cowboys in exchange for a second-round pick in 2026. This trade, if it happens, could be a game-changer for the Cowboys, especially in their secondary, which has been somewhat inconsistent lately. The Chiefs, on the other hand, are looking to free up about $12 million in cap space, which they plan to reinvest into their defensive line, particularly focusing on younger players. After the retirement of Jones, the Chiefs are clearly prioritizing a more balanced, versatile defense, aiming to infuse more youth and talent into their front seven to complement their already potent offense led by Mahomes. But why would the Chiefs, who are in a good position and still contenders, consider trading away a player like McDuffie? Well, the answer lies in their current roster priorities and cap management. But for us Cowboys fans, it means an opportunity to potentially add a top-tier cornerback to our already improving secondary. Now McDuffie, drafted in 2022 as the 21st overall pick, has been nothing short of impressive. He's accumulated 5 interceptions in his career up to September 15, 2025, and he's been a consistent playmaker. His ball skills are exceptional, with 42 pass deflections and a PFF coverage grade of 92.8, placing him among the top 5 cornerbacks in the league. In 2025 alone, he's already snagged 3 interceptions in just 8 games, including a pick-6 against the Broncos in Week 3. His completion allowed percentage is just 49%, which is elite, and his EPA per target stands at an impressive -0.29, meaning he's helping limit the damage on passing plays. He's also been active in tackling, with 35 tackles, and he's forced 2 fumbles, showing his versatility and playmaking ability even after dealing with a minor knee tweak earlier this season. What makes McDuffie so appealing for the Cowboys is his ability to excel in coverage, especially in a league that's increasingly pass-happy. His stats mirror those of some of the best young corners in the league, and he's shown flashes of that prime Jair Alexander instinct, particularly when it comes to ball hawking and creating turnovers. His ability to cover both inside and outside, combined with his ball skills, makes him an ideal fit for a Cowboys secondary that's been searching for more consistency and playmaking ability. With Diggs on IR due to a concussion sustained in Week 5, our secondary has been vulnerable, allowing 245 passing yards per game in recent losses. Adding someone like McDuffie could serve as an instant upgrade, providing that elite coverage skill that's been missing. So why are the Chiefs willing to trade him? Well, besides cap considerations and their focus on bolstering their offensive line, especially after allowing an average of 2.8 sacks per game on Mahomes, they see the value in acquiring draft assets. The Chiefs are operating in a position where they have about $5 million over the cap for 2026, and trading McDuffie for a second-round pick in 2026 allows them to reallocate resources toward their priority positions, mainly along the offensive line, which has been a concern given Mahomes' protection issues. Plus, they're aiming to strengthen their defense in other ways, hoping to add more youth and versatility to stay competitive in the postseason. For the Cowboys, this potential trade is a no-brainer. Think about the impact it could have. McDuffie, paired with Kelvin Joseph or Trevon Diggs once he returns, could form a formidable duo that elevates our coverage significantly. With McDuffie's skill set, the Cowboys' secondary could become a true lockdown unit, capable of shutting down the best offenses in the NFC. His presence would allow us to project an additional 6 interceptions over the course of the season, and it would help improve our overall coverage EPA, which currently stands at -0.14, to an even more impressive 31. That's a huge difference when you're trying to contain high-powered offenses like the Eagles, who have been allowing 240 yards per game through the air, something that McDuffie could help mitigate. And let's talk about the strategic fit in our scheme. Under head coach Dan Quinn, the Cowboys' defense has been versatile, often utilizing a mix of zone and man coverage. McDuffie's ability to excel in both, especially in the slot and outside, makes him a perfect addition. In Zimmer's scheme, his versatility as a slot corner would significantly elevate man success rates, going from 54% to around 62%. That's the kind of boost that can make a real difference in tight games. And with Hooker playing at an elite level, PFF grade of 85. 9 as a safety, adding McDuffie to the mix would give us a secondary that can truly be described as a shutdown unit, capable of turning games around and forcing offenses into uncomfortable choices. Now, the timing of this move couldn't be better. We are already seeing a secondary that's been giving up some big plays, like the long passes to our division rivals, especially in games against the Eagles. With McDuffie's ability to cover tight windows and his knack for creating turnovers, the Cowboys could see a notable improvement in their pass defense. This is crucial because, right now, our pass defense ranks around 22nd in the league, a dip from previous seasons, and that's not where we want to be if we're serious about competing deep into the playoffs. The addition of McDuffie could also give us a psychological boost, knowing we have a young, energetic, and talented corner who is ready to step in and make an immediate impact. Looking at the bigger picture, this trade could also have a tangible impact on our playoff chances and Super Bowl hopes. Dallas is currently listed with +8, 0 odds to win Super Bowl LXI, according to DraftKings as of October 31, 2025. If this trade goes through, those odds could drop dramatically, perhaps to around +3, 500, similar to the boost the Chiefs saw after their certain trade buzz in 2024, which increased their defensive chances by about 19%. McDuffie's presence on the field would be a serious X-factor against NFC contenders like the Eagles, who are currently allowing 240 yards per game passing. His ability to increase coverage EPA by around 13% versus the Eagles' passing attack could be the difference in tight matchups, pushing the Cowboys from wildcard contenders into genuine NFC title contenders. Of course, a move like this isn't just about the immediate impact. It's about building a culture of defense that's aggressive, versatile, and capable of forcing turnovers, exactly what Dan Quinn has been striving for since he arrived. McDuffie's youth and talent align perfectly with the Cowboys' future plans, and he could be a cornerstone in our secondary for years to come. It's a bold move, but one that signals the Cowboys' commitment to contending now and establishing a defensive identity that can carry us through the postseason. And what about the division? Well, the NFC East has been fiercely competitive this year. The Eagles are still formidable, but with McDuffie helping to contain their passing game, we could see a shift that favors Dallas. Our defense, once considered a relative weakness, could become one of the league's best with this addition. That's a game changer, especially when you consider that the Cowboys have struggled at times to contain high-powered offenses. But with a revamped secondary, we could be looking at a team that is not only tough to beat, but also capable of shutting down the division rivals in crucial moments. Now, I want to highlight what this means for the overall strategy of the Cowboys. We've seen over the past few seasons that having a strong secondary is a must if you want to compete at the highest level. The league has shifted towards passing, and quarterbacks are more accurate and more willing to take risks. Adding a player like McDuffie, who's been compared to some of the league's best young cornerbacks, would help us match up against the best quarterbacks in the NFC. It would give us more flexibility in coverage schemes, allow us to blitz more effectively, and reduce the number of big plays allowed. That's exactly what a team like Dallas needs to make a serious Super Bowl run. And the ripple effect doesn't stop there. For the younger players in the secondary, like the rookies or those still developing, having a player like McDuffie as a mentor can accelerate their growth. His experience, combined with his instincts and ball skills, can elevate the entire unit. Plus, with the coaching staff emphasizing versatility and adaptability, McDuffie's ability to play multiple roles in the secondary makes him an invaluable asset. His presence could also help reduce the burden on other players, allowing them to focus on their strengths and execute their roles more confidently. Now, let's touch on the overall implications for the NFC. The conference is wide open, with teams like the Eagles, 49ers, and Vikings all vying for supremacy. A trade for McDuffie could tilt the balance in favor of Dallas, especially if it helps us tighten up our pass defense and force more turnovers. It's not just about one player, but about sending a message that the Cowboys are serious about closing the gap and competing at the highest level. A secondary that can limit the passing game of top NFC offenses would be a massive advantage come playoff time, and McDuffie's addition could be the piece that pushes us over the top. Looking ahead, it's clear that the Cowboys are making strategic moves to position themselves as true contenders. The NFL is a league of adjustments, and smart teams are always looking for ways to improve through trades, drafts, and scheme tweaks. If this trade for McDuffie materializes, it would be a bold statement, one that signals the Cowboys' intent to be a dominant defensive force, capable of shutting down the league's best offenses and making a deep playoff run. It's a move rooted in both immediate impact and long-term vision, aiming to build a secondary that's not just good, but elite. And now, Dallas Cowboys fans, I want to hear from you. What do you think about this potential trade? Do you believe McDuffie is the missing piece for our secondary? How do you see this affecting our chances in the NFC and our Super Bowl aspirations? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Dallas Cowboys. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Dallas Cowboys news. We're riding this roller coaster together, and with moves like this, it's shaping up to be one of the most exciting seasons in recent memory. Thanks for sticking around, and as always, go Cowboys.